I'm here today with Mike Van Dennebiel, one of your successful salons, Mosaic Hair Studio and Blowout Bar. Let's talk a little bit about your journey and how many locations you have and what's coming down the pike.
Robert, thank you so much, Amy, for that. We're celebrating this year our 20th anniversary, here being at the OG here on Virginia Drive, now more popularly known as Ivanhoe. We actually started in a building you see right over there, Amy. It was really just my wife and I and a couple of assistants. That time I was a full-time stylist myself, working behind a chair. Her and I, we were living the dream. We were doing well, but we had larger ambitions. We were able to purchase this building that you see. This was actually the last residential home on Virginia Drive. Wow. Purchased it. We went through the conversion to make it commercial. And that's really when our concept and our branding really took off. We started hiring employees, started growing. Always said to our staff members, if you've ever wanted your own salon, there's no reason to leave us.
Right.
We could open one up together. And that's exactly how we've done it. We partnered up with who is now our managing partner at our second location in the very popular Milk District on Bumby. And we've grown. That location has been very successful for us. It took off. Even though we built it during COVID, the moment we were allowed to open up, everything really kind of came together well. We're up to like 55, 56 employees now. But when we identified Winter Garden, we were looking at where our new clients are coming from and did some heat maps. Winter Garden was the clear standout winner.
Yep.
You know, it's one of the fastest growing areas in Orange County, especially West Orange County. And we just love the walkability. There was a lot of similarities between our areas. We look for areas that are have high walkability scores, has a community feel.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel like you want to be there. It was 1.6 acres. It was zoned industrial. After we purchased it, we flipped it to commercial. We are selling condo units for those that are in the same position, great brands, want to expand to Winter Garden and keep it moving forward like that. So that's our big picture.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting is you had your first building over at Virginia, then you bought the last residential property on Virginia next door. And then we talked a little bit about the growth of your business during this time. You've gone now to about 55 employees, but then also because of that, your business, how many days a week are you open?
You know, 7 days a week. We're open early, we stay late.
Yeah.
I always jokingly say if I could figure out a way to be open 24 hours a day, I think I would, but I'm going to have a hard time finding employees willing to do that.
I have had some emergencies where I need to go in at 6 a.m. and they have people there, believe it or not. So
We do. So I'm looking forward to it. Excited to show you Winter Garden.
Yeah.
So you remember when we first bought it, this was still zoned industrial.
Yeah.
This was actually used by a Grove management company, I believe. This is where they kept all their equipment. Company kind of closed out because a lot of the citrus here in the Winter Garden area is no longer viable. Winter Garden is really kind of just blossomed and bloomed. Tons of people moving to the area. It's a very, very popular area for especially families, young people. One of the things I want you to notice, all this land throughout here is actually owned by the city of Winter Garden.
Yeah.
They have taken a long-term view on this area. They've acquired parcels. They have set in motion a plan to make this area just as viable and as economically thriving as downtown Winter Garden is, which is only less than half a mile away. Winter Garden has acknowledged that they needed to do a better job in this part by creating the overlay district, by having a very active economic development. So I'm working with Mark at Economic Development.
Yeah.
They've been wonderful to work with. I can say nothing but positive things about the city of Winter Garden itself, doing things that are really in the long-term view and also really beneficial to the residents of East Plant Street that I think will be really beneficial in the long run. Things such as, you know, making all kinds of improvements, giving economic incentives to make this area thrive. So I can give lots of kudos to the city of Winter Garden for really kind of being at the forefront and pushing this initiative forward with their CRA and overlay district and everything that they're thinking in the long term. And of course, you know, they also, by buying all these properties and these large tracts of land, they know that it gives them the opportunity to really kind of do a redevelopment call for the kinds of things that enhance an area, kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah, and what's interesting, I'm finding, and you're going to be able to curate as a developer or seller, you're going to be able to pick those types of businesses that will enhance and be a benefit to the community But do you want to talk a little bit about your salon and how diverse and how integrated it is into the community and why are we such a good fit for here in East Winter Garden?
Absolutely. So working with economic development and Winter Garden, I've committed to them that, that our salon is going to be accessible to all hair types. Unfortunately, the salon industry is one of those last industries that is actually very still segregated by choice. You've got basically African-American salons, and then you've got Caucasian salons, but there hasn't been really a salon that you can go to that anyone can go to with any texture and that can feel like that would be home for them. So we've worked really hard over the last 5-6 years to be very inclusive, to have staff members that can do all textures. And so we're really really embracing the all texture movement that's happening in beauty, that hair is hair, that anyone should be able to get their hair done at any salon. We'll be creating here for the Winter Garden community a scholarship that people from the East Winter Garden community can apply for if they decide to go to beauty school, which there's a Vogue Tech school that we're working with, do some education with them, that they can go there. We'll pay for all of the cost of going and their supplies, and then we'll have kind of an internship here with us at Mosaic Hair Studio. And I encourage any of our businesses that are purchasing in our development to really kind of do the same thing. Be part of the community, give back, be part of the solution, make this area economically thrive. It's a win-win for all.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think the move of intentional development that also creates economic prosperity for small businesses is a win-win.
Absolutely. And so we're really looking for the small business owners that are well-established, that want to be in Winter Garden, that love giving back, that want to be part of the community. This is how development should be.
Yeah.
Amy, for all of this, I want to thank you for getting us to this point. We look forward to working with you, selling these units, inviting new businesses to be part of Winter Garden community, and I know it's going to be a win-win for all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.